everybody? It's your man TZ, and I'm here with a word for you. And the word is this: I have some good news, and I have some bad news. If you're anything like me, you want to get the bad news out the way so you can focus on the good on the back end. That could be the newest thing in your mind. So that's what we're going to do. The bad news is nobody's coming to save you. Okay? In life, we have to learn that if we want things to change, we have to change. Okay? And sometimes change is hard. Sometimes we know the change that needs to take place, but it's difficult to get ourselves in the mind frame to enact said change. Or sometimes it's difficult to put forth the effort because we may not feel like we have the energy to enact the change that we need. But we know we need a change. Sometimes in life, we feel like we just need a boost. We feel like we just need a miracle. We feel like we just need some divine intervention. Well, let me break it to you. Nobody's coming to save you. You have to take responsibility for your own life and the direction that you're going, and you have to put in the work, and you have to get yourself to where you're trying to go. It is nobody else's responsibility to make sure that you end up where you are supposed to be, when you're supposed to be there. Okay? Now, to the lazy person, to the sluggard, that is very bad news. Okay? Because you're going to have to put yourself in a position to be uncomfortable. But it is what it is, and you got to learn how to get over it. So the good news is, in relation to this topic, is that no one is coming to save you. That's ironic, isn't it? That's a double entendre, okay? That thing has a double meaning on it, okay? Just like it could be perceived as bad news that nobody's coming to save you, it could also be perceived as good news, great news, divine news that nobody is coming to save you behind, okay? The good news is also that nobody is coming to save you. Well, TZ, why is that good news? That sounds like hard work. The good news is that hard work is not a bad thing, okay? And it should be empowering to a person to learn that their life and that their destiny and that their legacy lies in the palm of their hands, okay? That should give you strength. That should give you power knowing that if I want to make something out of myself, I have the power to do that, okay? That should empower you to want to learn as much as you can. You should be inspired by the news that nobody else is coming to save you, that the destination of this thing called your life is completely in your hands. God gave everyone the power of choice. Choice is a God-like quality, okay? With choice we can create. With choice we can destroy, okay? Two things of which God does both. God creates and builds institutions, and then when they become perverted, God also destroys and wipes out institutions, okay? So that's God's choice. And just like you, since you are made in the image and the likeness of God, you also share the God-like quality of choice. Okay? So it's good news that your life is up to you. Okay? One has to begin. Anybody that wants to do anything of significance, anybody that wants to live a life of some meaning, anybody that wants to make a lasting impression on this experience that we are so blessed to experience, they have to understand that they must take their life into their own hands, in their own responsibility. You can't blame other people for where you at, okay? Maybe in the beginning of your life, when you are a dependent, when you are a child, when you are under the supervision and you are under the care and under the guidance of an adult, of your parents or your guardians, then they definitely have a huge effect on how you end up in the beginning stages of adulthood. But after that, there comes a point where every individual must begin to take the reins of their own life back into their own hands, okay? Growing up in poverty is not an excuse to die in poverty, okay? Not here in this country, not in America. Maybe in other places, but not here in America. Growing up without a parent, growing up without two parents is not an excuse to be less than what you're supposed to be, okay? Growing up on government assistance, growing up in the projects, growing up wherever you are, growing up in obscurity, okay, is not an excuse to not be all who God called you to be, okay? At some point, you have to value yourself enough, you have to value your legacy, your future, and your present enough to take it into your own hands, okay? And write the story of your life. See, I'm around a lot of people all day, okay, that they always point the finger. Okay, it's not hard to find people like this. Go anywhere, you can find these people. People that are always blaming others. People that are, their mood is dependent upon what somebody else does to them and for them. That's no way to live, okay? Do not give anyone that much power over your being, okay? Listen to what I'm saying now. You don't want to give anybody that much power. Nobody deserves that much power, okay? That's a spot that's reserved for God and God alone, okay? Your mood needs to be dictated by you, regardless of what's going on around you. And this message is for me as well, because there's still times in my life where I get frustrated, okay? I get upset because maybe my child is annoying the heck out of me, whining his behind off. Maybe my daughter won't stop screaming, okay? It's my job as the parent and the guardian to be their leader, okay? So I need to show them how I conduct myself in chaos, in the midst of a situation that maybe I don't want to be going through, okay? And the same thing is with our jobs. The same thing is with our career paths, right? So if you feel like you worth X amount of money, okay, and you working for someone, and you come up to them, and you pleading your case, and you making a case on why you deserve more money, okay? And then they give you the runaround for years on end, months on end, whatever, right? And they don't give you this raise. So you become bitter and you complain you murmur, you gossip, you store up all this hate and bitterness in your heart toward this person, okay? And you let them kill your mood at work. And then you bring that home and let that affect your home life, okay? Don't give anybody that much power over your mood, over your mind, which is ultimately your life, okay? If you feel like you worth X amount of money and your employer is not willing to cough up them funds, if they don't value you the same way that you value you, then brother or sister, move onward, okay? Don't spend years gossiping. Don't spend years complaining, being bitter, and never making a change, okay? If you gonna comment on a situation that's unfortunate or a situation that you don't like, comment on it, and while you commenting on it, have your hand to the plow doing the work to get up out of that situation. If your current boss don't want to pay you what you feel like you worth and what you deserve, get your behind out there on that job market, shut your mouth, close your lips, stop complaining, because don't nobody care anyway, okay? You complaining is not going to change. You complaining is not going to make anybody feel empathy to you. Nobody owes you anything in this life, okay? Get your behind out there on that job market, go get you another job. Or apply yourself, develop skills in order to create your own job. Start you a business. Most of the people I'm talking to will be in America, okay? You in America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. This is the land of opportunity. People come over here all the time, illegally and legally, just to get on this land that you in. And when them immigrants and stuff like that come on this land, they not complaining. They just want the opportunity. They just want the opportunity to touch the soil that most of y'all behind was born on. And while you complaining, somebody wish they had your spot. Think about that. So take responsibility for your life, okay? Nobody is coming to save your behind. And that sounds like work that you have to do, because it is work that you have to do. But it's also a beautiful thing, because that should inspire you to take your life into your hands and actually do something with it. Don't put your future in the hands of another man or another woman, okay? Your employer is not in charge of your future. Do you want to treat your employer good by doing a good job for them, by showing up to work with a good attitude? Of course. I'm not saying you can't work for nobody. I'm saying you shouldn't work for somebody and be complaining all the time and then at the same time not be willing to freaking change anything. That's what I have a problem with, okay? So if you're watching this, take responsibility for your life and stop blaming everybody around you, okay? Y'all resonate on this message. I love you. I appreciate your time. Have a wonderful day.